Happy Thursday, homespin friends. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm having a wonderful day. It's beautiful outside. I wanted to come to you today and share with you some ideas about how you can buy a home with no money down. When people heard that we did this ourselves, my husband and I, they wanted to know a lot more information about it. Because in this day and age, it can be very difficult to buy a home and to have enough money to lay the money down and do all the things you need to do to a new home. So, what we did is we learned a lot about the USDA loan. And the USDA loan is made for rural areas. The home that you purchase will have to be eligible in the USDA loan system. You can find out if the home that you're looking at is eligible by going online to USDA loan and looking that up. It will show you a map, and if you type in your address, you will be able to see if your home is eligible, the home that you're looking at is eligible for a USDA loan. And all of the county where my husband and I currently live, all the homes here are eligible for the loan. And so that really helped because we knew that every home that we were going to look at in this county was going to be eligible. And so what we decided to do is make ourselves eligible to receive the loan by getting pre-approved. Now, you can get pre-approved or you can wait until you find the home and get approval at that time. But what we found is that by being pre-approved, we were able to take a letter with us from the loan office to show that we were approved for up to a set amount of money. And if we found a home that we liked, we could make an offer that very day. And it sped up the process for us quite a bit on this end. So when my husband and I looked at this particular house, it was for sale by a couple, it was for sale by owner. They were an older couple who had several homes. This particular home was one they had bought about 14 years prior. They had decided that when they wanted to downsize and move from the lake back into town, that this would be the home that they would live in. But in the meantime, one of the owner's mothers had passed, and her home is very similar to this one, and it is also in town. And so instead of keeping both of these homes, they decided to keep the home that had been in the family and sell this one. Now, when we heard the price, we were so excited because we looked it up online and through GIS we were able to see that the tax value of this home was almost $30,000 more than what the couple was asking. And so we were very excited about that and were able to make an offer that very day. We came into the home, we saw that everything had been fixed, it had been freshly painted, the floors looked fantastic, everything was working. We turned on all the water faucets and the light switches. The couple was very helpful in showing us all around the property and telling us all the things that had been done to the property since they had owned it. They were able to tell us about the people who had lived in it prior. And so we felt very confident in making an offer that day, and they accepted our offer. And so without the help of a real estate agent, just through using the expertise and knowledge of our mortgage lender, I was able to print off all of the necessary paperwork on my computer onto the printer there and get those papers and bring it back over to this house with the earnest money in hand and sign paperwork that day to start the process. And so it was very easy to do and helped save the owners a lot of money because they did not have to hire anyone out to do the paperwork. I did all of the paperwork myself throughout the entire loan process, and I did that through the guidance of my mortgage lender who helped me each step of the way. And it also sped up the process. Normally, a USDA mortgage can take anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks, but we were able to finish the process in about 4 to 5 weeks. And so it really helped us to save some time by doing a lot of the legwork ourselves. Now, while we did lay down earnest money for this house, at closing, we were able to get all of that money back. So on closing day, you will be able to get back your money that you have laid down, making this a no money down loan. Now, during the time that the loan is ongoing, there will be some things that you have to pay for. We had to pay for this home to be inspected, and it had to pass inspection. We had to also have the home appraised. We had to pay for that, and the home had to appraise for its loan value. So those were two things that we had to pay out of pocket for. But once again, that money came back to us at closing day. So the day that we closed, we regained all of our earnest money, the inspection money, and the appraisal money. Not only that, but normally when you get a USDA loan, you will have to pay your own closing costs. But we were able to talk to the owners of this house and express to them our desire to keep all of the money in our savings that we had. We really wanted to try to get into a home without letting go of much of our savings. You know, you work hard for those savings, and you like to have that on hand if there's an emergency or anything was to come up, especially if you're a new homeowner. You don't want to be laying down several thousand extra dollars if you don't need to. And so, what this couple agreed to do, they agreed to up the price of the house by a couple $1,000s and in turn pay the closing cost out of that money. And so that helped us to avoid having to pay closing costs. Now, some people might think that that's not necessarily a really good stewardship move, because you're actually taking your home loan and you're adding to that a couple $1,000s in closing cost that you're going to be paying on over the life of the loan or until you pay that house off. But for us, we thought it was a good thing to do, a good value, because we knew that this home was worth so much more than what we were paying for it. And we thought over the life of the loan, $2,000 would not be a whole lot of money. USDA loans are safe loans that are very low interest. And so we were paying just a small amount of interest on this loan. And it allowed us the freedom to hold on to every bit of our money that we could, because we're a one income family and we really wanted to keep that savings in there. And so that helped us a lot. So, in closing day, when we got our money back, they gave it to us in a check, we actually got into this home with no money down and no money out of pocket. All of that money that we had put out came back to us. So it's a wonderful way to get into a home. Um, if you're renting something around here, most of the people that pay rent are paying more than they would if they had a mortgage. So if you feel like you're going to be in an area for a number of years and you would really like to get into a home, check out the USDA loan. It won't work for everyone because not every area is going to be eligible. Not every home that you see is going to be eligible for that USDA loan. But if you find a home that is, and you might be surprised, even if you find a home that's in town, be sure to check it out, because that's what we did and found this home was eligible and we were able to get in it in a wonderful way. And God has blessed us. We've been here almost 2 years, and we've really just done a lot with our property, and it's been a blessing to have our own home, and we're very thankful for it. I hope something that I've shared with you today will help you and encourage you along the way. If you know someone that is looking to get in a home, if you don't need this advice, maybe you could share it with them. I know that last December, one of our daughters and sons-in-law, who were in their sort of mid-20s, they're 24, they were able to get into their first home using the USDA loan. And it was very good for them because they were young and just finishing college and starting out, and money's a little bit tight, and rent was pretty expensive. So now they're able to have their own home and be investing that money into some property that is their own, and they feel very good about that being a wise financial decision. God bless you, folks. It's been wonderful to spend some time with you today, and I look forward to being with you again soon. Bye bye.